all of the new amazing soul sisters in this tribe, first of all. And I want to talk about something that I really struggled with for a long time, share some story with you, and really help you step into your power and your confidence and your magic. So when you come on, say hey, let me know where you're watching from, let me know if this is your first time watching one of my videos, all the usual stuff, replay, hashtag replay, give me some comments when you come on, and all the good stuff. Hey Scarlett, what is up? All right, so okay, I don't even know where to start, guys. There's a lot that I want to talk about. And the reason why I want to share this is because, to be really honest with you, this is something that has come up for me for a really long time. This is something that I had to work through a lot on my, personal growth journey, on my spiritual growth journey. It's something that I had to work through a lot in order to do what I want to do and, put myself out there and grow my business. It's something that I had to work through a lot when it came to making really amazing soul connection friends and, relationships and stuff. So my point being is that this is something I really had to work through to be able to be myself. And I feel like a lot of people, struggle with that. And whether you're shy or mute or whatever or not, or whether you were or not, this is something that a lot of people struggle with. So when and I find that like a lot of people tell me now, people that I know, they're like, oh my God, you're not shy at all. Like you're super outgoing. You're not introverted. I wish I was as confident as you and all this stuff. And all I think when I hear that is, man, if you only fucking knew, like if you only knew, what it was like for me, like growing up and stuff. And so I want to talk about this and share with you like what really helped me step into my power, what really helped me gain the confidence to do the epic shit that I'm doing and to go after my dreams and all of this stuff. So what I'm going to share in this video is a lot of my story with little extractions of lessons for you. So there's going to be a lot of golden nuggets, and as usual, and you're gonna get a lot out of it, especially if you resonate with this, especially if you often go through phases of like really feeling like you're holding back or really feeling like you're dimming your light. And I'm not even gonna lie, guys, like I still even go through little phases where I have to keep myself in check and say, hey, wait a minute, like why are you holding back? Like, what are you afraid of? Like, just fucking unleash your magic. I have to have these little talks with myself. So when I was growing up, I switched schools a few times, and I became mute, basically. I was scared of people. I felt like I didn't know anyone, I didn't fit in, and I felt like it was safer to be quiet and to just hide than to actually just be myself. For whatever reason, I just felt like it was safer to be quiet. And I actually remember the time, when I was, I don't know, in like 5th grade or something, I remember like really wondering to myself, like, why am I so scared to talk? Like, why am I so scared to be seen, right? And it was just an interesting time for me because I just remember like really wanting to express myself, really wanting to just be me. And of course with my friends and stuff, like I was myself, I was very outgoing. I always did these little performances just like I do now, like with my lip syncs and stuff. And but I held back for a really long time. So it wasn't until and then that led me into, I had this really low self-esteem, like really low self-esteem, low confidence, low self-esteem, low self-worth, all the stuff. And I believe that, because I felt so shitty about myself, because I was so, scared to put myself out to just be me, growing up, I was led to getting into an abusive relationship and letting someone walk all over me and letting someone, treat me like shit and giving my power away. And that experience, although it was extremely traumatic for 5 years of my life, I was 14 to 20, I was in this abusive relationship. And, I've shared about that in here quite a few times, but I never, I guess, really went fully into it, which I don't need to. But that was a point in my life where I was literally, I already had zero confidence. I was already, didn't feel safe to be myself. And so I entered in this abusive relationship that was mentally, emotionally, physically, sexually abusive for 5 fucking years that really drug me down way more than I already was, So I have a reason I'm sharing all of this. You're gonna get a lot. So, I was broken down and brainwashed and like just manipulated and all this stuff. And, it was hell. And I felt like there was no way out of this experience and all this stuff. But now in retrospect, since I've done so much healing and so much work on myself through so many different modalities, through plant medicine work. A lot of you guys know that I am very into the plant medicine work, healing work, like ayahuasca, stuff like that. Through EFT tapping, through EMDR therapy, through hypnotherapy. I've done all of these different healing modalities and things to free myself from what was constricting me. But let me go back to the story for a second. That time in my life, I was broken down and really just was like lost, right? This is my rock bottom in my life. This was when I had my spiritual awakening. This was when I really found myself. So in retrospect, now looking back that I've done all this healing through that, and around like not feeling safe to be myself, not feeling safe to express myself, not feeling okay to do that, I've done all this healing, and looking back, that moment, that time in my life, the time when I was in the abusive relationship, was actually the most pivotal point of my life, because it helped me learn how to love myself, and it helped me learn how to really take my fucking power back. It helped me learn how to really give myself what I needed. And so that's when my fitness journey started. That's when my spiritual growth journey started. I was getting into all the spiritual work, angels, and all this stuff, and just really beginning to find or recreate myself or remember myself. So after that, I still had a lot of work to do. I was still scared to put myself out there. So after I left that relationship, that was really when this burning desire was born inside of me. That was when I declared to God, universe, I was like, I am going to make the rest of my life the fucking best of my life. I'm going to do everything I ever want to do. I'm going to experience everything I want. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to make my own rules. I'm going to live life on my own terms. I'm going to be successful. I'm going to help other people. That's when that motivation was born back then. I didn't know what it all looked like, but I had to do a lot of work. And that was when I was in that spark phase that I told you guys about. That was when I really had this burning desire and motivation to work on myself and to live my purpose. I just didn't know what it all looked like. But guys, because I still, I had a lot of stuff that I still was working through, and that I always am working through. I'm always growing and expanding, and I encourage you guys to do so too. But because I had all of this stuff that was still bogging me down in my mindset, it was challenging for me when it came to growing my business. And so, some of you have heard my story. You know that I've done a lot of things. I've done makeup. I used to design bras and corsets for artists. I've been a personal trainer, started my own boot camp, and now I do mindset and business coaching. This is my fucking purpose, and it's still expanding. But I've done a lot of things, but when I first started doing what I wanted to do and following my passions, the confidence piece was really something I struggled with, right? It was part of me was the real me knew, who knows she's fucking awesome, was yeah, I'm gonna do all this stuff. And then the other aspects of myself that felt unsafe, that felt scared of putting myself out there, scared of really being myself, were still holding me back for a long time when I was doing my makeup, even when I was doing my fitness stuff. And that's when I delved even deeper like way deeper into this personal development, subconscious reprogramming, healing work, because it helped me not only obviously heal myself and grow and like let go and release old stories, but of course it helped me step into my purpose with more power. And so, you know, it's been a journey, but I want to share this because I feel like a lot of people, like, and this used to be me too. I used to see other people like doing their thing. I remember, guys, I would work out. I would do these workout videos when I was like 17, when I was still in the abusive relationship. I would do these workout videos. Does anyone know Chalene Johnson? Give me a comment. So I did these workout videos called Turbo Jam with Chalene Johnson, and I remember, like, I was in this, you know, hell experience, and I was starting my fitness journey doing these workout videos, and I remember seeing this bubbly blonde chick, like, on these videos, so inspiring, so empowering, and I just remember thinking, man, I wish I could be like her. Like, I wish I could do what she's doing and be so confident and bubbly and, like, help people, and I don't think I could ever do that. Like, I don't think, like, I could do that, and I remember feeling like I didn't think that I could do what I really was feeling, you know, inspired to do. And I feel like a lot of people, you know, still feel like that. Like, maybe you guys in here sometimes feel like, man, like, I want to do all these big things and I know I can, and at the same time I don't know if I can. Like, can I really be like, you know, that? Or like, you know, maybe you compare yourself to other people, like, you know, so-and-so is so awesome when, you know, her content or her videos or whatever. And I remember feeling the same thing. And I remember feeling like, man, I wish I could be so confident and comfortable sharing my message. I wish I could be so like a good speaker and a good leader and a good, you know, I just wish I could, you know, and it was like this journey of constantly having to challenge myself, guys. And it started when I did my personal training. So once I started personal training people several years back, that was when I was really tested, because like I was just starting to really help people in a deeper way, and I wanted to teach fitness classes so bad, and I was so fucking nervous at the same time. And I remember even when I started to teach fitness classes at first years ago, I remember thinking, man, like, I wish I could be like that bubbly instructor. She's so awesome. Everyone loves her, and like, she's so inspiring, and I just don't feel like I could be like that, but I'm gonna try. And so I did, and I remember my first fitness classes that I taught, I literally cried afterwards because I felt like I sucked. I cried afterwards because I felt like, you know, people didn't like my class, or I wasn't like really owning like my awesomeness. And then, you know, I had to keep doing it and pushing myself out of my comfort zone, because it was like a really like a struggle for me. Like I said, there was part of me that really fucking wanted to put myself out there and do big things and like change the world. And, you know, I had these visions of speaking at events and like impacting thousands of people and all this stuff. And I was scared, and I knew I needed to do it. And so this is why I tell you guys, like, you know, even when it comes to like making live videos, like, I know a lot of people get nervous about making lives. I was fucking nervous too. Whew, man, guys, I was nervous. But at the same time, it was like this burning desire in me to help people, you know, was way stronger than anything I was nervous about. And so, like, I literally just learned how to get out of my comfort zone. And so I did it back then with the fitness stuff, and I even did fitness competitions to prove to myself that I could get on stage in front of like hundreds of people half naked. Not really. Well, really, but I did it to just really experience that. And it's something that I never thought I would do, you know, a fitness competition, getting on stage, all this stuff. It's something that, you know, the younger me would have never thought I would ever in a million years do. So of course I had to do it, and all doing like these different things helped me build my confidence and helped me really just get the fuck out of my own head and into my heart and just flow. And, you know, the same thing goes for what I'm doing now, and, you know, my Spiritual Boss Babe brand and serving you guys, and, you know, really putting myself out there. When I first started this, even the same little things kept creeping up that I had to work through. Oh, I'm scared to go on live video, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I probably sucked in the beginning, and I just got better and better and better and started finding my voice and finding my, you know, magic and just really being comfortable being myself. And I've been able to impact so many people, like so many people. And this is the thing for you guys too. Like, you never know who you're inspiring. There's people that are watching what you're posting and sharing that you don't even fucking know are like really impacted by what you're sharing. And this is something that really hit home for me. And still does. I have people that that will message me that I never saw comment or like anything that I post, but they'll message me out of the blue saying, oh my gosh, your podcast or your video, it changed everything for me. Like, thank you. And that stuff like just reminds me as well, like, you know, to keep doing what I'm doing. And the same goes for you guys, to keep doing what you're doing, because even if you just inspire one fucking person, that is everything. That is you on purpose. That is you shining your light. That's you sharing your magic. And so, you know, more of us need to shine and need to really stand in our power and in our authenticity and in our magic to be able to really help people in a big way. And you may, you know, we're all doing this in maybe a different way, and we all have different energy, but in order for us to really live out our purpose and really shine our light, you want to like own your magic and accept yourself and just be your fully expressed self, because that's actually what freedom is. That's what freedom is. It's being your fully expressed self, being unfiltered, being fucking real and raw. And I'm just gonna be totally transparent with you guys. I still even go through moments, especially even recently, like because I'm always doing my personal and spiritual growth. Like, I did a very deep journey last weekend, and like a healing retreat thing. And I am going on another healing retreat in the end of the month, and like all of these shifts are coming up for me now as well, even more, because like I still have moments where I feel like I'm holding back a little bit, you know, sometimes, or I feel like I can unleash a little bit more, or a lot more. And you know, one thing that I really want to do a lot of is do more events and like speak and in front of people and stuff. And like, to be honest with you, that shit fucking scares me and it makes me nervous. And at the same time, I know that that's just an old story. I know that that's not really who I am, like those little fears and doubts. I am not the fear. I am not the doubt. I am not the stories. I'm this being, and I get to be whoever the fuck I want to be at any given moment, and so do you. And so this is where the power lies in stepping back from the stories that you tell yourself and stepping back from who you think you are, and just decide to fucking create who you want to be in any given moment and not have to be defined by all of these things. And there's so much power in that. And this, in and of itself, is not only going to help you grow your business, is not only going to help you like attract more abundance, love, fulfilling relationships, friendships, connection, fulfillment in your life. It's gonna help you fucking be free from any old constructs and stories that you tell yourself. And so if you ever think like, oh, I can't do that, or oh, you know, I don't know if I can ever blah, 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 even though I really want to, that's just bullshit, because you can. And I know this sounds cliche, like if I can do it, you can do it. But for real, like if I could do it, you guys could do it, because you know, I was mute and, you know, whatever. Like, I really was. Like, I didn't talk to anyone. This is years and years and years ago. And I've had the stuff that I had to go through to grow my business. And there's also this part of me that's fucking confident as hell. And that's the real me. Like, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, the stories that don't feel good to you, the stories that limit you, the stories that tell you who you are that doesn't feel good, that's not your truth. That's not what you need to live by. That's not what you need to accept. And that's not what's going to get you to where you want to go. And so we need to take responsibility for our lives. We need to take responsibility for what we are, what intentions we are putting out, what actions we are taking from the place of being. We need to take responsibility for our lives, because We get to create our own reality. We are creating our own reality. Stuff happens to us that's out of our control, yes. However, like your dominant feelings, thoughts, and who you think you are, who you are being, that is what creates your reality. And this is where you actually take your power back. You take the responsibility to fucking make it epic, like epic. And that requires you to get out of your comfort zone, because your comfort zone is basically you sitting in these old stories that have, like, you know, just been keeping you there. And in order to grow, we need to grow out of our comfort zone. And, you know, sometimes this can be really scary, and sometimes it can be challenging, but you're like, I got this. It's challenging, but I could do it. I'm okay. And you just learn so much about yourself when you do that as well. And it's just like exhilarating. It's exhilarating. It's freeing. It's fucking awesome, because when you get out of your comfort zone and you do something that you didn't think you could do before, fuck, man, like your confidence goes up so much, and you're like, oh my god, I actually did that. And like you just start, that's how you become the new identity. That's how you become the version of yourself who already has everything you want. You got to start getting out of your comfort zone and acting and being and taking action from already being that version of yourself, right? Make decisions and do things and habits and whatever that are aligned with the you who's already there, and not from the you who you are right now. Because, you know, in order to get to where you want to go, you have to change who you are being. And this doesn't mean like, you know, oh, you can't be yourself. This means, okay, who do I need to fucking stretch into to be that? So before I started building my business and putting myself out there, I had to ask myself, okay, like I literally, like the stuff that I shared with you, like I had to do things. I was like, okay, I have this vision to make a fucking massive impact. I have this vision to share my message. I know this is wanting to be channeled through me, through something larger than myself. I know this stuff. I have this burning desire. Who do I need to be? What do I need to do? And so that's why I started like really stretching my comfort zone, investing in myself, putting myself out there, peeling away the layers of bullshit that was holding me back, because I knew that I needed to like do things from the place of being who I needed to be. And I still do that now, guys. So it's really important and empowered when you say, you know what, I'm fucking worth it. I have this dream, I have this vision, and I'm not settling anymore for staying in my comfort zone. And I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna survive. I'm gonna live. I'm going to, you know, be okay. I just can't stay here, because staying here in this comfort zone isn't gonna get me to where I wanna go. And, you know, it's not about like not being grateful for your current reality. Yeah, like be fucking grateful for where you are, because you're exactly where you need to be. And make sure that you're not settling and staying in this comfort bubble and in the gratitude trap, what I call, because you will stay in the cycle. And if you want to, you know, do big things, you know, grow your business, grow your impact, grow your income, have more freedom, then it's going to require you to, you know, just get out of your comfort zone. It's going to require you to raise your standards of everything. And I had to go through a phase where I raised my standards many times. You know, when I was in that abusive relationship over a decade ago, I was like, actually, I deserve way fucking better than this. Like, what am I doing here? And I just like really just felt so empowered when I took my power back and realized that, you know, at a moment I thought I was, for a long time, I thought I was stuck. I thought I was a slave. I thought there was no way out, because, you know, I was very brainwashed and all this stuff. I once thought that it was impossible. This is how I'm gonna live. Oh fuck, I'd rather, you know, die. That's how I used to think. And the spiritual work really helped me, guys. I just finally realized that I started like realizing that I could fucking do whatever the hell I want to do, and this is my life, and I'm in control of my life, and I get to decide what I'm available for and what I'm not. And I'm fucking not available for bullshit. I'm not available for someone walking all over me. I'm not available for living a mediocre life, because I know that we all have the power to freaking do anything we want, to manifest anything you want, to do anything you want, to experience everything you want. And most of the world is in, most of the people on this planet don't realize that because of the conditionings and the bullshit that the people in control brainwash everyone with through what you see in the media, through what you're eating, through all of that shit. And it's time for us as humans to take our fucking power back, to write our own fucking story, and to live an epic life, whatever that means for you, because that means something different for maybe everyone. But I personally believe that everyone has a special purpose. I personally believe that, you know, we all have a special purpose, and we're meant to fucking shine. And life is way too short not to, because, you know, in the blink of an eye, anything can happen. So, you know, what are you calling into your life right now? What are you raising your standards for? What are you fucking ready to do now? Like, because now is all we have. We're creating in the present moment. You can't base things on the past. Just like, you know, we can take the lessons from the past. That's great. Take the lessons, but we can't base where we're going from past experiences. You'll just keep on experiencing the past shit. So all we have right now is the present moment. This is where we're creating what we want. So if your present moment doesn't match what you really want to call in, it doesn't mean that it's not working. That's your present reality is a reflection from your past conditioning. So you get to change right the fuck now if you want, and say, oh my gosh, I'm exactly where I need to be. I'm in this beautiful moment. I'm so grateful what I have. And right now I'm creating this, and I'm so excited for it. And doing that work internally plus the outer actions will get you there. So I want to hear what you guys are calling into your life. What is your vision for your business too in the next year? And how can you really rise into that? How can you come out of fucking hiding and really show the world your magic, so that you can give other people permission to do the same, so that you can give other people permission to really be themselves as well, and all of that stuff. I want to hear from you guys, and I want to hear what resonated with you, because of course, like, I love hearing what your takeaways are from any of my live videos. It inspires me even more, and it just, like, you know, I love giving you guys a ton of value and helping you in a big way. So I would love to hear what your takeaways are, anything you want to share. And that's really all I have to share with you today. But my main, like, message is that, you know, you can do anything you put your mind to. If you look at other people and you're like, oh, I wish I could do that, or I really, really want to do that, but I don't know if I can. I don't know if I have that motivation, that determination. You can fucking create that. You can. You know, it's like you get to create yourself, you know? So it's like, peel away the old shit, step into the new magic, the gold, all right? And you can do anything you put your mind to. You already know this deep inside, of course. And what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? How are you going to make it happen? What's your next step?